What's your favorite piece? You better say it's Sydney's or you're in trouble. Just kidding.
Sydney's. Yeah, yep.
Kahuna here for Tat-Stories. We are at the Philadelphia Tattoo Convention, and I've got Sydney. Sydney was walking down the aisle here, and I saw some amazing black and gray work that just is spectacular. Now, she told me that the person that did the black and gray work is an artist that just happens to be her boyfriend, so she's kind of got like a friend in the business, and he's doing some spectacular work. Now, Cindy, tell me a little bit about what's on your belly.
I have a ram skull connecting to a bird skull with crystals coming out of the top on my stomach.
Crystals coming out of the top, folks. Just so you know, crystals. I kind of like it. Now, it's an amazing because I think from a proportion standpoint, it just fits your body. It's just really done well. Now, you've got just a spectacular arm piece too. I mean, amazing. Tell me a little bit about what your boyfriend was trying to do on your arm.
Well, I started out not having that many tattoos, and I just had a little flowers on the bottom of my wrist. And then we worked up and put a fairy above that. And then we went on to do Maleficent on the top, and we had some space in the middle, so he threw in a little crow and connected everything together with some negative space rolling through.
I have to tell you, folks, it is an amazing work from a realism standpoint. Amazing work. Now, nobody stops at 1 or 2 or 3, so we know there's going to be more. Your next epic piece is going to be the back, maybe?
Yep, I'm going to do a whole witch portrait on my back.
I like that. Okay, it's not going to be the Wicked Witch of the West. It's going to be like a witch, and it's going to be mainly face, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of going with some face.
I have to tell you, when you see the faces, we'll put them up on the screen on B-roll that have been done on her arms. I can't imagine a whole witch's face on all of her back. It's going to be spectacular, truly amazing. Now, anything on your legs yet?
No, I don't have anything on my legs or my back. It's just my arm and my stomach.
You think you're going to do your legs at some point?
Yeah, I want to do both the front, back, and then both my arms.
Okay. And when you got your belly piece, which part hurt the most?
Around right by my ribs, around the eye sockets of the bird skull.
So, folks, anytime you get near the bone, elbow, ribs, sometimes fingers, it can be painful. And that's okay, Now, how'd you get through the pain? What'd you do?
He's super light-handed, so it wasn't too bad. And he's very nice and asks how you're doing, and it's super easy to get through with him.
Now, think about that. We've talked about heavy-handed artists before. This gentleman is doing some amazing work. He's got a light hand, which means he's not heavy on the angle. I really kind of like that. So tell me, what's his name and which shop does he work at?
His name's Isaac Jepson, and he works at Dark Shadows Tattoo.
Isaac, I want to tell you something. You've done spectacular work on Sydney. I was absolutely amazed, and folks, you are going to be amazed too. Now, where's the shop?
The shop's in Downingtown, PA.
Okay, you know where it is now. So if you're in the area, make sure you get down there to get some ink because Isaac's doing some amazing work. This is the Kahuna. This is Sydney. We are in Philadelphia, and we are out. Kahuna for Tat-Stories. I've been walking by this guy's booth for 2 days. Actually, I've been stalking him, just so you know. This is Isaac. Now, Isaac is an amazing tattoo artist. I'm going to show the B-roll of all the awards he's won. Now, Isaac, why don't you rattle off a couple so people know what you won here in Philly?
Well, tonight I won 2 first places for medium black and gray and large black and gray on a ram skull that I did on my girlfriend's stomach. I think in total we have about 12 hours into that piece as well. We did 3 sessions on it to get it complete. And it's probably been healed for about 4 or 5 months. So that was kind of nice to get a win on that. A couple first places. And I was also fortunate enough for my clients to come from the area where I have my shop at to come down tonight to enter their tattoos as well.
They travel for this guy, folks. He's amazing. I mean, the art is spectacular. How long you been in the tattoo business?
I've been in the tattoo business since I was 16 and I'm 31. I was fortunate enough for my dad to give me a tattoo machine for my 16th birthday. And ever since then, I tattooed all my friends, my poor friends through high school, and kind of keep whittling away on them, and opened up a shop in North Dakota where I was before the East Coast. And after 3.5 years out here on the East Coast, I opened up my own shop to do it for myself again. So it's been working out really well.
Tell people the name of your shop.
Dark Shadows Tattoo.
City.
Downingtown, PA.
All right, now you know where you can find this guy. Multiple award winner, black and gray. Amazing talent. Now, dude, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you, what's your favorite piece? You better say it's Sydney's or you're in trouble. Just kidding.
Sydney's. Yeah, yep.
We interviewed Sydney. You'll see her piece. It's truly breathtaking.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now, when you think about, obviously you like to do black and gray work.
Yep.
What kind of style? What kind of what really gets you off from a tattoo perspective?
I've always, my whole childhood and life, always been very high strung and ADHD, I guess they say. So I love to hyper focus on something when my actual attention is on it. I love to hyper focus and lock in on it. So for me, over the past handful of years, black and gray realism has kind of been where I've been leaning more towards over the past few years. So that's kind of something that I love to hyper focus on, the animal fur or like details and like a sculpture piece type of statue realism, anything like that. But definitely anything that has a lot of details into it, whether it's a lot of tight fine line work or whether it's a beard and a face of a man. It could be a number of different things, but yeah, mostly just a black and gray realism is probably my partay there.
Okay, now I'm going to throw you a curveball. What's the funniest thing that's ever happened to you as a tattoo artist?
Oh gosh, that is a very tricky one. One of the funniest things. Oh boy, that is a very tough one to think of right on the spot.
There's no way he could answer it, and I'll tell you why. He puts on his headphones, he puts his head down, and he works.
Yes.
And he works at an incredible pace. So guess what, folks? He's throwing art down, and he's throwing it down quick. And I do appreciate that very much. I know a lot of people would.
Thank you so much.
So if you were going to give someone who's coming in for their first tattoo any advice, what would you tell them?
Probably my very biggest advice when it's your first one, because if you don't have any, then it's kind of it makes it even harder to think of what you want on your body forever for your very first thing. My biggest recommendation would be just take your time thinking about it. Don't ever feel rushed or pressured into picking out an image. Just totally take your time. Don't feel like you have to find something to get. Just enjoy the thought of just keeping your mind open. Because when you do figure out what you want, when you know. And that's how I go. When you have peace in your heart about something, then you'll know that's the right piece for you. And then once you get more, it gets easier and easier, of course. But yeah.
It's like once you break your tattoo cherry, it just keeps going.
It just keeps going. This will look cool with it. This will look cool. Yeah, yep.
Now, when you actually put, when you're laying ink down and you're focused, I mean, I've seen you. He literally pointed to me, folks, and he said, "Can't hear you working on this. Come back later." When you're vibing with somebody and you're in a chair doing that kind of thing, how do you maintain that connection with them?
The only time I ever have headphones in is only here at the convention because, again, being so ADHD and high-strung, if I didn't have them in my ears, then my thinking would go all over the place. So I have to have them in. That way I can give my client my 110% full hyper-focus energy. But when I'm at my shop, I'm literally BSing and talking and joking and laughing and goofing the whole entire tattoo. And it's really fun and nice to get to know them. You build a very cool, fun connection, and you should be able to do that with your artist. There are some tattooers out there that tattoo a little more quiet, but 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, everybody that comes in to get tattooed by me, they always talk about how much they enjoy feeling comfortable, just having fun, just joking and goofing the whole time. It makes a 8-hour session go by like 8 minutes. It's incredible how much of a difference when you have that connection with them.
I'll tell you what, if you're vibing with your artist, we've heard it before, then actually you'll actually be happier with your piece too.
Absolutely.
I mean, you really will. So you're a collector.
Yes, yep.
We got to talk a little bit about some of the stuff you got on you. What's your favorite piece you got on your body?
Boy, that would be pretty tough to determine. I got a lot of pretty neat ones. I got a lot of junk too. I got a lot of. You'll ask any tattooer that's been doing it for a while, and we all got a ton of crap. I mean, a ton of garbage. So I have a lot of really nice artwork, and I have a lot of really bad stuff when I first started tattooing myself all over. I mean, I blame it on my dad for giving me a tattoo machine when I was 16. But yeah, yep.
Dad,
Yep.
you led this kid down the path here, and he just couldn't help it. He had to give himself some stick stuff, you know?
Yep, one started with another, you know? One leads to another. That's all that happens.
What piece are you the most proud of? I mean, you've got an amazing chest
Thanks.
piece. I mean,
thank you. Yeah, this was a very neat one, the crown. I'll take my mask off so you can see a little better. The wings I just got on my neck. The gentleman, my really good friend behind me, Herbie, very, very good tattooer. He did those on me, and those are probably one of my favorite pieces. You know, I told my dad, I'll never tattoo my neck or my face, but I'll probably keep it where I'm at and never go up any higher, you know. But honestly, probably the wings are probably one of my favorite. And doing by the gentleman, the legend, Herbie, right behind me there doing that. So he killed it.
well, we're gonna make sure we get a picture of it, and you know what? He'll make sure we get Herbie's Instagram so people know who did the work.
Absolutely.
Now, when out of all the ink you've got, has any of it hurt?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd probably say, you know, some hurt more than others, definitely. No matter what, they all hurt. I would say probably the worst is probably like the stomach, the sternum, you know, is terrible, like crucifying pain. There's some areas that aren't too bad at all that are nothing. And then there's other areas, again, that are just like stupid. Yeah.
One of the things we've heard is people tell us, hey, look, it's kind of like a heavy scratch in areas that it doesn't hurt. But, you know, they say you get on a bone or something and, you know, it can just absolutely just fry you.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, when you're on top of the bone and there's not, you know, you're just going into the dermis. So when you're right on top of the bone there, you definitely do feel that vibration through your body, nerve endings like the hands and the feet.
How do you deal with that? Is it breathing? Is it...
Honestly, just, you know, getting a good night's rest. You don't want to be sick, you know, because then your endorphins and your natural high is not fighting as hard as it could if you were well rested. To eat very well, be full, you know, bring some snacks, some high sugar. Big thing is be hydrated, be comfortable. You know, there's a lot that goes into the whole entire factor of getting a tattoo in a good, successful environment. And that, you know, again, just comes down to being comfortable with the artist, taking your time, picking out who and what you want to get and where and why. You know, you don't have to have some significant reason to get something. If you want to get something because you like how it looks and you love it and you fall in love with it at first sight, get it. You don't have to have a reason. If you ask so many of us tattooers and other people, we'll say, yeah, why do I get it? Because I like how it looks. So many of us just like how it looks. So don't ever feel like you have to have some significant meaning behind it. You know, that's cool if you do. That's very special and cool if you do. But definitely don't feel like you have to. You know, it's a lot, you know. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, Isaac just gave us some really good advice. Guys, when you go into a shop, especially if it's your first time, go in prepared. Make sure that you've eaten, make sure that you've rested, make sure you're not ill. I mean, if you do all of those things, you breathe, you vibe with your artist, guess what? You're going to come out with not only an incredible piece, but you're going to come out with an experience that'll make you want to go back and get more.
Absolutely. Everybody that I tattoo, I mean, I'll say just about everybody. I do a lot of long sessions, 6, 7, 8 to 10 hour sessions. That sounds like forever, but literally it's nothing. It's so easy, you know, be gentle on the skin. It's nothing. Take some breaks, eat some snacks through it, maybe order a pizza, you know. But 9 out of 10, I mean, a lot of everybody, before they even leave and wrap them up and send them out the door and come back in a couple weeks and let me see it healed up, a lot of people are booking appointments in the calendar before they even leave. So, I mean, if you have that right connection, you take your time thinking and looking at Instagrams and checking out, it turns into a pretty cool, fun experience, absolutely.
And make sure that, do check the Instagram. And I got to tell you, 9-10 hours, this guy's okay. We once interviewed a guy who was going to Japan. He was on 140 of 180 hours for a back piece.
Wow. That sounds about right, unfortunately. Yep.
Well, and the interesting thing for me is this gentleman does incredible black and gray. This is Isaac. I'm Kahuna. We are in Philadelphia where this man won multiple awards. We want to make sure you check out his shop. Again, give him the name.
Dark Shadows Tattoo, and it's in Downingtown, PA.
That's Isaac. I'm Kahuna, and we are out of here.